CloudFront is again an application services in Amazon Web Services where uh, it is a CDN. CloudFront is a content delivery network, right? So when I say CDN, the primary goal of a CDN is to deliver content uh, from your source to the destination. By using a CDN, we can actually, or companies can accelerate delivery of a file to user over the internet. CDN is a set of servers distributed across the internet to serve highly available, high performance content to the end user. And this model works by delivering content from the CDN server, which is maybe a closest to the user and who is actually consuming. Like if Netflix is hosting their data from North Virginia, and if I'm using it from Mumbai, it CloudFronts try to deliver that content from the closest to my location. It could be a Mumbai region, or it could be my nearest edge location. AWS, we have a concept of edge location. So edge location, we have already learned about the edge location. It is a kind of the nearest location to the user where it cache your data, and it will try to keep the data for some point of time into their memory. And if any user is trying to fetch the similar data, it will or the same data, it will try to give it from the same edge location. Now here in this scenario, if a user is trying to access one data from the origin server, it will first check into the edge location. If it is not present, then it will go to the origin server and it will save that data to edge location, and then it will give to the other user. Now if another user is trying to access the same data, it won't go to the origin server, because it will search in the nearest edge location and it will find the data. Now with that edge location concept, it will get the data as early as possible and as soon as possible. So that's the concept of CDN. And for that, you have to create a distribution list, and you have to assign which S3 bucket you wanted to create the CloudFront distribution. So all those things which we are going to do it in the lab. We are going to create one S3 bucket, and inside that bucket we are going to upload one index.html file just to test, and then we are going to upload one image, or with that index.html file we'll see how a CloudFront distribution list will help you to fetch my data sooner and with a different layer of authentication as well. So we go to the S3, and I think we already have a few S3 bucket already running on my AWS account. So let's see that. If we don't have, we have to create one bucket, and inside that bucket we have to upload one index.html file, where I have just uploaded one S3 bucket, created one S3 bucket and index.html file. One is still in progress. Now index.html file is created. Now let's jump to the CloudFront, where we have to create one CloudFront distribution list. The very first thing which you have to create is to create an distribution list. Now with that distribution list, you can actually assign which type of distribution list it is. Now Amazon offers two type of distribution list. One is web distribution list, and another is RMTP, right? So now only people are using web distribution list because you wanted to get your data through HTTP or HTTP protocol. And in the web distribution list, you can actually access all the data with all the object which has example HTTP, HTML, CSS, PHP, and graphics files. Now this RTMP is going to discontinuing support from 31st of December, right? So we are going to use only the web distribution list. So let's go ahead and create one distribution list. In this example, I'm going to show you the Amazon S3 bucket distribution list. So what my origin domain name is going to be my the bucket which I have just created. I have two buckets, backup, AWS Suggest, and CloudFront GC, CloudFront ASGC. All right, so this is my origin domain name. From here, I'm going to get the my object. Now you can define the origin path, or you can leave it. Now, if you see that optional, if you want CloudFront to request your content from a directory, in your Amazon S3 bucket or your custom origin, you can actually define the origin path. But I'm not going to define any path here. Origin ID will come as soon as you give the origin domain name. So if you want to learn more about it, so enter a description for the origin. You can describe anything based on the origin domain name. If you want to allow all the HTTP and HTTPS, then you can actually select one. Or if you want to keep it more secure, you can give HTTPS only. Or if there is any HTTP data or HTTP CloudFront URL, it will redirect HTTP to HTTPS. Rest all the things I'll keep it default, because I don't want to change any other settings. I'll just go ahead and click on create distribution. Now you know that this distribution, the CloudFront distribution, this is delivery method is web, because we have selected a web delivery method, and this is going to be your ID. Now this domain name, now this is the domain name which we have got it here, and we have to use this domain name. Now I know that it won't work as of now, because the status is still in progress and state is enabled, and I have not added any comment. And origin, you know that this is the origin from the S3 bucket. Now CloudFront distribution list will take 15 to 18 minutes to create, and as soon as it get created, it will show here that its status is available, right? And if you want to access your data, how you are going to access the data with the CloudFront, right? So you just click here, it will not show any data. However, once you give the index.html, then it will show you the data. Now as of now, it is not going to show it, because the CloudFront distribution list is getting activated. So we have to wait for it, and once it get activated, you can access all the S3 bucket data with the help of the distribution list. You will analyze that it's very fast .html. Now you just see how fast it is coming, right? And for this, it took some seconds to get the data. Now just see, even though my internet speed is slow, it is taking around 3 to 4 seconds to show the index.html, but here it was very quick. It is still showing in progress, but however, my CloudFront distribution list is working fine. All right, so that's all for today's session.